Hello everybody, it's the Historical Gamer once again, and today we're returning to our Panzer Corps II Let's Play series. This is a game that is actually coming out today. I'm posting this at 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. I believe it looks like it's about to come out at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. So just a couple hours from the posting of this video, this game will be live. It is being developed by Flashback Games. It is being published by Slytherin Games, and it is a turn-based World War II strategy game in the vein of Panzer Corps I, which came out in 2012 and was very successful, and its really spiritual sort of influence being Panzer General by the old classic developer SSI from back in the 1990s. Now, this is part number 5 of my Let's Play series. This looks at the attack on the Channel Coast, the drive to the Channel Coast to cut off the Allies in the Dunkirk pocket. This was taken from a live stream that I did just last night, and so I'm just going to turn it over to the live stream and hope you guys enjoy the stream or the episode. Let me know your thoughts below, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side.
I know it's been less than a week since your brilliant breakthrough at Sedan, but there's no time for rest, Herr General. The iron is hot. The time to strike is now. From your new base of operation, I need you to advance all the way to the English Channel, completely cutting off all Allied troops in Belgium. Along the way, there are a host of objectives you need to secure. Crossing the Somme River and Escaut River at Cambrai will have to be accomplished quickly. And be sure to secure them well, should a French counterattack try and retake them. After that, Arras deserves some special attention. Recon from Romulus' 7th Division reported a substantial garrison of British forces here, including heavy armor. So, I would definitely prepare for that contingency. Finally, 2 more locations, here and here, will need to be secured to fully protect the flanks of our advance and permanently cut the Allied lines in half. I know it's quite the task ahead of you, but I have every confidence in your abilities.
Okay, so we're going to be doing the Channel Coast scenario, May 16th, 1940. This is a scenario that basically requires you to drive deep into the French territory and drive on the channel to cut off the Allied forces that are to the east in Belgium and up in Dunkirk. So this is essentially creating the Dunkirk pocket. And there's a lot of objectives and not a ton of time to take it all. You've got to take Peronne, Cambrai, Arras, Amiens, Abbeville, and then you have to turn north and take the channel ports of Calais and Boulogne. And so, or is it Bologna or Boulogne? In any event, it's quite a few objectives. It's the most ambitious of any of the battles that we fought so far. You've got 7 forts to take, or sorry, 7 objectives to take, and the British have quite a bit of armor up near Cambrai. Or Arras, and so it is a pretty big challenge, and you've got kind of 2 main advances. You can advance along the Peronne to Amiens railway area, and then directly north, but then you also have to advance a little bit further north along Arras and Cambrai. They are close enough that you can shift forces back and forth between the two, but it's still a pretty ambitious fight. With that being said, I also don't think I have any units in reserve. No, I don't. So it looks like I have a little bit of slack with my core that I can probably buy 1 more unit, maybe 2, but I don't have a lot of room for extra units here. So first things first, we've got over 4,000 prestige, which is a very healthy amount. Let's go ahead and reinforce our troops, and I think I'm actually going to go ahead and reinforce with elite troops to keep the experience, because I think that's going to be important. All things said, some of those units are really starting to gain a good amount of experience, and we have quite a bit of extra prestige at 4,000 left over, and not a ton of casualties to replace. You know, you've got units down here that are at full strength, so I think we can probably afford to reinforce everything to full strength using elite reinforcements, which means we won't lose any of the experience gained, which will be a good thing. Some of our air units, as you'll remember, we upgrade, or we set up as over strength. So these BF-109's normal full strength is at 12, while the Stuka is at 10. But there you go. We used about 600 prestige to upgrade everything, or to actually not upgrade everything, but to get everything up to full strength here. Additionally, I don't think enough of my units have trucks. A lot of these infantry units don't have trucks, and that's going to slow them down a bit. So why don't we actually go in here And we're going to upgrade these guys to include Opal Blitzes. So I don't want to do the armed half-tracks. Those cost some core slots, but the trucks don't. So we'll go ahead and upgrade these guys. It's going to cost a little bit of money. It also sort of ties them to having fuel, which means logistics. But without the penalties that I had my first playthrough, I think that's mostly going to be okay. It means a lot more fuel usage, obviously, but that's just on an individual unit basis. So there you go. So we can upgrade all these guys. So all of our infantry are now mechanized, or at least mobile. And then we can go ahead and try and attack. We've got one recon unit. We probably want a second recon unit. We probably want a recon unit in the north and then also a recon unit in the south. Let's see here. I've got a good Stuka, one good tactical bomber. I probably could use two also. So let's do this. I've got 4 points to spare. 3 would be if I got an infantry unit. All the armor units that are worth anything would be 3. The recon units would actually only be 2. That's relatively cheap. If I go with the SDKFZ, the SDKFZ 2328 rod is 3, but the other guys are 2. Part of me would rather get a tactical air, but those are 3. Although the BF-109D is only 2, and that's actually not a terrible unit. Its heavy cannon is somewhat effective at shooting down or destroying enemy ground units. So let's do that. Let's go ahead and add a BF-109-10D, and then we'll go with the SDKFZ 222 as the units we're going to buy. They're not necessarily the best units we could buy, but they do maximize, I think, effectiveness and lethality here. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and deploy our ground forces first. We're going to deploy these engineers to the south, where there might be a need for some extra bridges, or we could do it to the north. We'll do it to the south, because there's no real rivers. There's one at Cambrai, but there's no real rivers on the northern approach. There could be a need to jump rivers on the south, so we'll deploy these bridge engineers to the south. We'll deploy these paratroopers to that airfield, and we'll also... Can I throw them into aircraft? I can't. Why not? It doesn't let me... I really would like to put these Fallschirmjägers in aircraft, but it doesn't look like it'll let me do that. So we may have to wait on that. But paratroopers could be very valuable, I think, in this fight. We're going to put some infantry units all over the board, so we've got basically just regular standard Ver infantry and one Pioneer infantry unit. We'll have the Pioneer be in the south. We'll have one of the Wares in the south and the Vers in the south, and then we'll have 2 Vers in the north. We're also going to deploy our Panzer IIIs to the north, because I think that's where the bulk of the enemy armor is. Deploy our Panzer 38s, I guess will... Well, we've got this northern route, too. That's what I'm kind of forgetting here. That would allow us to flank Cambrai. See, if we advance along this main roadway, we can split off to both these objectives. So that's kind of the nice thing about that central position here. Let's go ahead and put one recon car in the north. We probably should put one of our other recon cars in the south. So I'll actually split my armor up a bit more. Meanwhile, artillery, we'll put, I think, all of our towed guns in the south. We'll put our self-propelled guns in the north, and we'll put our Stug back here kind of in the south. We're going to put all of our fighters in at Hirsen. That's the furthest forward airbase. Tactical bombers as well, and then our strategic bombers also. So that's our deployment here. Let's go ahead and jump forward to the actual first turn, and we'll see how things play out. Wait. Which units need reinforcements? I'm sorry. There's units that aren't at full strength. Oh wait, these guys, right? Oh, they're at full strength. Who's not at full strength? Oh, I forgot one of these armored units is over strength. He's at a 12. Okay, that's good. So everybody else is deployed. So let's move forward now. Oh, I forgot about my heroes. Gosh, these little pop-ups are pretty helpful. All right, so we just got a new hero. I can't remember what he's good for. This unit already has a hero. Second bear doesn't. We could look at a hero for the Pioneers. It depends what the hero does. So if we go in here and assign a hero, this guy ignores entrenchments. Well, Pioneers already ignore entrenchments. So maybe we'll go with one of our other infantry units to ignore entrenchments. I think that's probably a good idea. Okay. So now we're ready to move forward to the actual battle. Alright, so we can see already some enemy FT-17 tanks. We can also see that down here in the south there are bases here that we can take. We're going to move a Stug into this airfield here in the south. We'll move our bridge pioneers to this city down here. Oh shit, there are enemy troops down here, or enemy tanks, at least a recon car. There might actually be a formation down here. I can't remember. Let's go ahead and use our Stuka as a little bit of a scout. Go ahead and bomb these guys. Then we'll send one of our Panzer 38s south a little bit. There's no objectives along the southern line, so I don't really plan to press too hard, but I want to make sure we don't get flanked. Let's move these guys up toward the bridge. Move this artillery forward over here. Meanwhile, enemy armor over this way, so we'll see about using our BF-110s against them. Wow, 0 to 3. That's almost as good as the Stuka here. That's a good result. Those guys are actually pretty useful there. All right, so we'll move this guy forward. We'll use the armor against him. 0 to 3. Drove them back. Our armored car can pursue, or should we use our fighters up here? We'll use one fighter unit here to strafe. And then I'm also going to use my other fighter unit down here as a escort for the Stuka. As much as I'd really like to drive him back, I don't think I'm going to be able to do that. So we'll use my other one here on the Stuka to make sure it doesn't get shot to pieces. Meanwhile, our infantry can move up here and hopefully, or maybe the recon car can move up here and hopefully finish off this FT-17 as we close in on Cambrai. We do, and because it's a recon unit, we can move it again. So move it north here to recon up to the north around those marshes. So that gives us the jump on these infantry up here, which I'm going to prepare for a mass attack up here on this infantry. I can't quite get my artillery in range, but I can go 1 to 4, 1 to 3. So we'll go 1 to 4 with the mass attack bonus because there's an adjacent unit up there. Then we can go ahead and move this armor up here to sort of aid in the attack. Again, it gets the bonus from having adjacent units there. The main reason I didn't move it originally, by the way, guys, is because I didn't want to risk it retreating and then me having already moved and not being able to pursue. So that's sort of the logic there. Meanwhile, we drove them back. We weren't able to finish them off and destroy them, but we did drive them back there. I don't think my infantry... Yeah, it doesn't look like my infantry can get there. So no ability to finish them off. I suppose we could send our strat bombers up here, but it doesn't look like they'd have good die rolls, so I'm actually going to leave them back because I don't want to take casualties to the enemy air force if I don't have to. Meanwhile, I'll move this artillery up here in a way so that it doesn't end up stuck in deployed status. And then I'm actually going to leave... Oh, apparently I have no transport aircraft available in the pool. That's why I can't use my Fallschirm Jaegers as paratroopers here. Or could it also be the fact that I don't have... I gave them trucks. Maybe if they're in trucks, they can't actually get on aircraft? I didn't think about that, but I don't know if that's true or not. It's probably... I can get prestige back if I get rid of their trucks. So I guess we'll just do that. I mean, maybe that may or may not be true. I'm not sure, but we'll leave them there for now. So So I think that's everybody. I think they've all moved. Except for, again, our strategic bomber, which I'd rather not move this turn. I guess we can move it way south and just try and bomb this city and these troops down here. Maybe the enemy won't send their fighters all the way to the south. Okay, so that's going to do it for turn number 1. We'll move forward to turn number 2. Meanwhile, Mole Man, thank you very much for the follow. And I was wrong. Enemy fighters swoop in on our strat bombers that are unescorted down here in the south and do quite a bit of damage to them. Armored Daimler car comes out of Cambrai and counterattacks our infantry. That's a pretty even exchange. I actually am happy with that result. Meanwhile, the enemy fighters are down here in the south, so we're going to go ahead and send our own fighters down here to engage. We're going to send both fighters first. I don't know if mass attack applies to air units. It doesn't look like it does. Oh, it does. Okay, so we get 2 to 4, which would be good odds for us. Actually, it's 3 to 4, not quite as good as I hoped, and then we get 1 to 4. So that was 1 to 5, so that was actually very good for us. Then actually I can move my BF-110 down here and finish these guys off. So we'll go ahead and, because it's a fighter bomber, it can engage enemy fighters. Not very effectively, but when it's 10 to 1, those are good odds. So we just wiped out an enemy fighter. That's a great result for us. Meanwhile, I'm going to move my Stuka down here to engage this enemy armored car. It'll be within range of our fighters, so it'll have fighter support. And it just destroyed the enemy armored car that was on our flank, which is great. Still no aircraft available for our Fallschirmjäger, so I guess the game was telling me the truth. Who would have thunk that there are no aircraft available for pair drops at this time. All right, we'll move our armored car up here. It'll finish off this enemy infantry unit here. Then we'll move some armor south to engage these enemy Daimlers. I can only bring 1 armored unit to bear, so we'll get the mass attack advantage, but it'll just be because it's with an infantry unit adjacent, which is a 3 to nothing result there. We'll move this guy over here. Move this armor car down here. So again, we'll get the mass attack effect. We drive that armored car right back whence it came. These strategic bombers lost a lot of casualties. I'm going to spend a bunch of money getting them up to strength. The Fallschirmjägers are blocked by those artillery pieces. We'll flank with this artillery out wide to see what is out this direction. We'll leave this armored car there blocking the flank. Move this artillery forward here. I guess we'll bombard. We'll see if the enemy anti-tank guns move forward or not. We'll use the recon cars to guard our flank over that way. We'll swing this recon car out wide to help scout south. Meanwhile, these 15 infantry troops will work on flanking Cambrai. We should be able to finish off this Daimler next turn, I think, and then really start eating into the defenses around Cambrai. Thanks, Griffin. I appreciate it, man. Okay, so I think the northern front is done. We'll go ahead and move these infantry here slowly on foot. Sorry, guys, you get to walk a long ways. I guess I'll move this Stug down here to also pound these enemy troops. Nice. I love how it reduces their fortifications too. That makes a Stug really useful in a game like this. There's not really a ton of reasons to send additional troops south to deal with the enemy down there. It's a little bit problematic because they're on our flank and they could threaten our flank all along the way from Neuton to Clermont, but they're also not objectives. And so it really does take a little bit of oomph out of your attack. All right, move this artillery up here. Then we'll move these infantry here. Move our armor on the flank to the north to completely bypass this river to avoid the penalties of moving across the river. They may attack our infantry, the second Ver here along this bridge, which our troops will be at a disadvantage to defend from. but I'm hoping the artillery support from the 8th 7.5 centimeter artillery guns will help negate some of that advantage they may have on the attack. Meanwhile, I am going to send my bridge pioneers to the south. They're very bad on the offensive, but I'm just thinking that it may allow us to slowly reduce this French force on our flank, since I don't think I'm going to have a lot of need for bridge pioneers in this battle. Maybe even sending these Fallschirmjägers to the south would be a better idea. If I move them back into Hirson, I think I can throw them on rail cars and move them south and get them there more quickly. Okay. Alright, I think that's everybody. I mean, some units could attack or move further, but yep, that's everybody, so we'll go ahead and move forward. Man, those two-engined planes really still bother me when they sound like jets. They really do sound like jets. Enemy anti-tank guns move across the river to attack our artillery piece there. They do a fair bit of damage. Meanwhile, their infantry moves out of this town here at St. Quentin to attack our recon car in the flank. And they use a bombardment here against our mobile artillery. They attack with their recon car there in a suicidal charge that nets them nothing. And then their tactical bomber comes in and strafes our artillery. That artillery has seen better days. Shit. Armored battle here to the west of Cambrai, although it went in our favor, 4-1. Unit does claim it's surrounded, which again, I don't understand the surround mechanic in this game. Alright, we're going to move artillery forward here, just to take that objective, really. This artillery can move forward and attack here if we only move at 1, so we'll get that bombardment in there. 1 to 5. Nice. So then they advanced right into me, so I can attack them again with my pioneers and force them to surrender. Solid. Then we can move this infantry forward here. Good result for us. Right, now this artillery needs to really rest, so we're going to go ahead and do nothing with it this turn. I'm going to move I can't move my infantry forward up there. I'd like to move the infantry between the artillery and the anti-tank gun on us, but I can't. So, let's see, what do we want to do with our air units? First off, let's use our fighters to knock out this enemy tactical air. Surprisingly, they only get a 1 to 3. Maybe because it's cloudy? 1 to 3, 1 to 2. 1 to 2. Yeah, we're not going to finish this guy off. We're going to badly bloody him, but we're not going to finish this guy off. So he loses 60% of his strength, but he survives. Jerk. Alright, let's get this. The Stuka can't reach everybody, so that actually makes things a little bit easier. We can swoop in here and attack the anti-tank guns. There will be some interceptors here. They do a little bit of damage. They inflict 1 casualty on us. Hopefully, they don't have any other fighters that are going to come forward here and hit us. Move the Fallschirmjägers forward. Alright, we'll swing wide here. 2 to 4, 1 to 4. Nice. Drive them back. It also unbesieges. I don't think that's a word. Move our recon car forward here. Nice! Finish that French unit off. Then we can move the recon car south to take this airfield, and then we can move the recon car south one more time to get between the enemy infantry in Peronne and our artillery battery, which was a little bit worried they might advance forward to try and hit. So we took the airfield. They might leave the objective to retake it, but I doubt it, because that would reduce their advantage of their entrenchments. 1 to 3, 1 to 2. We already used our Air Force for the most part. Our strat bombers in the south, I guess, could probably pretty safely bomb here. I'm going to attack with my bridge pioneers here. I know I'm going to lose worse than I'm going to get, but I'm just kind of trying to slowly wear these French troops down, and I'll take the casualties I need to take. British Pioneer experience isn't really important because their main focus will be like in Russia is helping us get over waterways. All right, so let's have this armored battle here with these Crusaders. I can swing these guys around. Maybe even encircle them over that way. That was not what I wanted. You're supposed to swing right. Instead, you got out way ahead. Alright, well, we did drive him back at least. Couldn't finish him off, though. And then we can attack the anti-tank guns at a 1 to 3 and drive them back. 2 to 3, still better than... Also, apparently, somehow we've encircled the infantry at Cambrai, which I don't fully understand. They still have a roadway. Oh, I guess we're on this roadway, so maybe that's why. Huh. Alright, so what am I doing now? I don't want to attack those guys. I mean, the guys in front of Cambrai can't move, or Arras can't move because they ran into the zone of control of those grenadiers that are at that base. So these guys may lose heavily. There's some Matildas up here. There might be more British armor behind. So that's going to be a bit of a rough day at the office for them. Overall, I think things are going pretty well so far, though. A little bit hung up in a couple of places. Wasting a little bit of troops in the south. They keep attacking my Stug, which is okay, because I'm just going to keep obliterating their entrenchments. Meanwhile, the infantry at Cambrai looks like they attack our armor over that way. I'm not sure why, but they actually had a pretty good attack there, 2 to 1. Infantry attacks our armored cars near Peronne. Infantry at Arras attacks my armor. Then their Matildas come down here. Hurt us a little bit. Not too badly. Another armored unit. Crusaders come out and hurt us a little bit more. Our Stukas, meanwhile, can't reach any of those objectives, but the good thing they can do is they can go ahead and move in here and attack these enemy anti-tank guns. Nearly destroy them. Actually, completely destroy them. Nice. That was a great result. It's exactly what we wanted. What about our 110s? Can they be of any use? No, not the Durners, the BF-110s. They can get forward and engage the enemy armor. So we'll do this. We'll have them move forward and... Actually, let's have them hit the enemy artillery. That's going to be a little bit more effective. Go ahead and bombard the artillery to do one more casualty. Then the recon cars can go ahead and attack. Drive them back. Then our fighters can sweep in and strafe them because they can't quite reach the enemy fighters that have returned to base. So our fighters will move forward here and strafe, which will also give the added benefit of being fighter cover for these guys. If they get attacked, we've got an adjacent fighter unit. So that will help. And then we can move these fighters forward. They can't reach the main objective, can they? No, they can't. Or the enemy armor. But now we can use our strat bomber here to move in and suppress the infantry in Cambrai. They won't actually do much damage. Oh, they do some casualties there, so that works. And we'll move these other fighters along the flank of the bombers here. So now we've got a 2 fighters fighter unit cover here in the front. All right, so now we'll move our artillery forward here, so they'll bombard Cambrai. I'll move my infantry forward here. They got a 0 to 8 attack. That is tremendous. I've never seen the odds be that favorable. They're pioneers. I forgot about that. So that's probably why. Move infantry forward here to finish these guys off. Very good results all around. This artillery here will move forward and bombard the troops at Peronne. Okay, so looks like we can get a 4 to 6, which is bloody on our part. But again, oh, nice, we drove them out. So then our recon car can pursue, take the city, continue killing. So we took 2 objectives, or will have taken 2 objectives this turn. Our artillery will move forward here. It already attacked, but it didn't move, so it'll take Cambrai. Then our armor can swing forward here. Recon cars also. Let's move these guys adjacent to this enemy armor. So we get mass attack bonuses all across the front here. They'll finish and overrun these guys. Because they overran, they can attack again. So they destroyed 2 enemy units there. This unit here is actually going to reinforce, so we're not going to do anything with them. We'll spend a huge chunk of prestige to reinforce them with experience. So we destroyed 2 British armor units to the east of Arras, and there is 1 more British unit here that we can see at the 20th Matilda IIs. That is sort of standing in our way, that we can see anyway. Meanwhile, we took Peronne, we drove this infantry back. Looks like there's some French armor, some Hotchkisses here in the south that we need to be aware of. God, I'm never going to take this base down here. I don't even, like, do I really care? I just don't want to get flanked. I guess that's my main concern. Okay. So that'll do it for turn number 4. Let's move forward to turn number 5. The infantry keeps attacking our Stugs, continuing to do a little bit of damage, but continuing to lose casualties in the process. The infantry that was driven out of Peronne counterattacks the base, drives our armored car out, almost destroys it, but they don't actually finish it off. Enemy TAC air comes down here and attacks our Stug, which is probably a bad move on their part because it's going to be within easy reach of our fighters. So now we can just swing these 109s south here. They should be able to finish these guys off. They do. These 110s. Alright, we'll bombard them here. We'll attack them there. Alright, so all their entrenchments are gone now. Now it's just infantry versus infantry. I'm going to pull these guys back, then we'll reinforce, then we'll attack again. Meanwhile, I'm going to move my air units forward here to Peronne's airfield because we need to get them closer to the front. So it does sacrifice a turn of movement, but it is the right decision because they're already out of the fight, basically, from where they're at. Unfortunately, they can't reinforce and move the same turn. That would be nice if they could. Alright, let's move this infantry forward. We'll move the artillery into support. 0-2, we'll drive them back. We'll pursue with these infantry here and try and finish these guys off. And we do. So we finish that infantry off. There is still that French Hotchkiss down here to the south. We'll reinforce these troops here. And we'll keep moving forward. Meanwhile, the British armor still in the area. But we've got a lot of armor of our own. We also have some infantry this way. Alright, I'd rather focus on the Matildas. One to one, 2-1. The Matilda's a better tank than anything we have, but we hit it from 3 sides. So that allowed us at least to slowly reduce its deadliness. Meanwhile, I'll attack that infantry again, drive it back. Heavy casualties on both sides so far. My units are all staying pretty much near max supply, which is good. It's good to see. Alright, so... what unit is that? 6 Panzer? Well, I already attacked with them. I don't want to move them. I want to keep that enemy armor buttoned up. These guys moved, but actually Recon can move and reinforce the same turn, so we'll do that. Alright, and turn number 5, move forward to turn number 6. Enemy keeps attacking our Stugs down there. Their armor attacked. Wow, 3-1. That was a very effective attack for their Matilda there. The Hotchkiss comes up to counterattack, and we ambush it. Nice! 7 casualties for just 1. Another French unit comes forward here. This is a Renault. That doesn't quite go as well for us. But man, we nearly obliterated those Hotchkisses. Meanwhile, Grenadiers are attacking our armor up in the north. This is really turning into a bloody, I won't call a stalemate, but definitely a feud. Alright, let's use our 110s against their armor. I want to use... We'll use it against the Renaults, which are a little bit stronger. We'll use these Stukas up here against these Matildas, which are just frankly a pain in the ass. We'll move our artillery forward here so we can support. Fighters will strafe these guys. Meanwhile, these guys need to completely out of the fight, so I can't move them forward anywhere yet. They're still, this is a minor airbase. As you can see here, this is like a dirt strip, and these are strategic bombers. They require a concrete strip, so there's 2 different types of airfields. So since they can't move down there, I guess we can go ahead and bomb these French troops over here. Nice. Well, we drove him out of the city. Didn't destroy him, but we did drive him out. So we'll take that town, and then hopefully we can finish the infantry off in the next turn or two. We're going to move this BF-109 forward at least, I think. Well, actually, maybe we could get more value out of it strafing this enemy infantry. So we'll strafe the infantry, then we'll attack it with our own infantry. Move forward up here north of the river so we can kind of flank Amiens and get a little bit of a head start there. Alright, we'll attack those troops. We'll drive them back, I think. Yep. Move our recon car over the road and attack this enemy Renault here. Drive them back. Move our PZ-3s up here north down to attack this Renault and finish him off. Counts as an overrun, so we can keep our attack up and move them toward Amiens, another objective. Alright, so we drove those guys back. Should have hit them with artillery. Reinforce them. Can we finish them off with recon? No. Alright, we'll move our infantry forward here to begin the assault on Arras. We've pretty much attacked broadly across the entire front, so there's not much of a risk of anybody being flanked. The one exception is a little bit in the south. We've contained this one unit, but there's probably some units here at Noyon as well. So we have to be mindful of that. We could divert one of our infantry units south just to check in on that. I think that's just about everybody. Hey, Nightlight. Yes, Von Butcher, indeed. That is what I am known as. Swing wide to try and move it and flank Arras. Sure, I'm driving any French speakers nuts with my pronunciations. Alright, so that does it for turn number 6. Moving forward to turn number 7. Those guys keep attacking my Stug. Yep, there was a unit in there. It's an anti-aircraft unit, interestingly enough. They suppress our 109s, but they don't actually damage them much. And then there's another French tank here, another Renault, coming up north. So they must have had some sort of armored formation here, laying in wait. And now a whole bunch of new aircraft have arrived. Just great. So 3 enemy twin-engine tactical bombers just swooped in here. 1-3, 1-4. I'll go for the 1-4. Might take us a while to knock these guys out. Whoops. That was not I'm going to regret not moving my 109 forward sooner now. Wait, I can't rebase the... Or that's still the junior. Alright, so we'll move that. God damn it, I keep clicking the wrong units. Alright, so we'll go ahead and attack him. So at least this French unit lost the bulk of its strength. This armor will move up north here, finish that guy off. That counts as a overrun, so he can move south. We'll go ahead and bombard the hell out of Arras. First Pioneers can attack. Actually, the Fallschirmjägers can attack a 0 to 7. Let's do that. It was more like 1 to 7, but they still drove them back. Then the Pioneers took the objective, pursued, and destroyed them. Destroy! Okay, so that's a good result. These guys need reinforcements badly. So do these guys. Alright, so I'll move our recon forward here. And then our artillery as well. Alright, so we've encircled this city. We've encircled this city. And my goal is to destroy these French engineers next turn. Meanwhile, we do have a Stuka we can hit some stuff with. But I'm a little bit nervous of taking damage from enemy flak. Let's actually move them south here to help finish off this infantry. We still can't rebase. Oh, wait, we can. Yes, this is a concrete airstrip at Arras, so now we can rebase our strategic bomber there. Meanwhile, on the south, our recon car finishes off this Hotchkiss. Our infantry will reinforce. Reinforce those troops. I probably shouldn't have done elite reinforcements for them. I don't know why I did that. Okay. Getting all sorts of bogged down on this meaningless fight near Peronne. But I think we've reduced their armored formation to just a single Renault, which is nice. Hey, Seedow. How you doing? Our recon car can reinforce. I'm doing pretty much all elite reinforcements because we started with so much extra prestige. And it's been working out for us, although we're down about 1,600 from the pre-battle phase. Alright, so those British bombers are based north there. Oh, you silly French. Keep attacking. You probably should reinforce. Oh, shit. God, I hate their air force. 4 casualties by those British bombers? Yikes! Ah! Hurricanes! Wow. All right, so we knocked out the Hurricanes showed up. They strafed us once, and now they're dead. Woo! Scythian, this is about as close to a release build as I think I can get. The game comes out tomorrow. This is a near release build. I don't know if it is actually a release build or not. All right, we'll bombard them. See about moving our infantry. Can they get there? Nope. Not in one fell swoop. Alright, so they can move and then unlimba, if you will. And all these guys reinforce at full strength. We'll move this armor south. We're moving south. We're going to take the key town. I know it's not an objective town, but Doullens feels like it should be because it's a key crossroads. You can see the road forks west to Abbeville and then north to Boulogne and Calais. And then it forks south to Amiens. So you would think it would be an objective just given its location. It's not, but it should be. All right, meanwhile, these guys are all going to reinforce. And this guy can go strat bomb these guys. It'll help reduce their fortifications. I don't want to move my Stukas because I don't want them to die if there's more enemy fighters around. Alright, these recon cars will reinforce. Alright, so now we've got a kind of a second hang-up. In the south here. Can't believe I'm letting 2 of my units just stay there. So stupid on my part. This infantry could move. Oh, I forgot about the artillery. That probably was dumb. That might have helped in our attacks. Alright, so move forward to turn number 9. Other than knocking out the enemy Hurricane, that was a pretty ineffective turn, I think. They drove back my recon car. Their TAC air comes up and hits it, although thankfully they're weak enough that it doesn't do a lot of damage. British TAC air keeps doing serious damage to artillery. Same as those French guys. But now that the fighters are gone, I can swing in here and, well, actually, what about the 110? The 110 can finish off these twin-engine bombers. So we get them. That's 1 bomber off our back. We'll swing in north here against these British bombers. Didn't destroy it, but we greatly weakened them. We'll go ahead and reinforce our artillery there. This artillery will reinforce as well. I keep spending money on reinforcements for those guys. It's a waste. All right, let's move. All right, I'm going to attack this enemy anti-air unit with my infantry. Swing south here. And then our Stuka can finish him off. And then next turn, I think I'll be able to really hurt this Renault. Bombard here. 0-2. Finally, we got these guys. All right, so we finished off those French troops. Now we can move these 2 units back into the fight along the roadway in the south. We can take Noyon to protect our southern flank, and then probably move south just to block at Clermont. Meanwhile, there's some British Soma tanks up here near Amiens. 1-4, 1-4. Fallschirmjägers must have like the same benefits that Pioneers have. In any event, between our 2 infantry assaults on this town here, we drove these French engineers out. I thought they were encircled, so I'm not sure how they retreated. Our infantry pursued. Our armor swung west. Knocked them out. It's an overrun, but he's already used all his movement points up. My recon car will swing west to get a better view of what's at Abbeville. Or Abbeville. Alright. So let's move this armor north of the town and attack the enemy anti-aircraft guns there. I'm not going to send any armor to Amiens. They've got 1... Oh, I probably should send some. That was a dumb move. Can we undo that? Yeah. We're going to move at least 1 of these tanks south. I'm going to reinforce first, but I'm going to move these PZ-38 south because they've got at least 1 Soma, which is a pretty heavy tank. We could move this 3F south as well if we need to. We've still got 10 turns, so we're doing pretty good on time. 10 turns. Still quite a few objectives, though. We can't spend too much time. We really need to reduce Abbeville, and maybe Amiens timing is less important, but Abbeville needs to be reduced in the next 2 turns, I would say, to make sure we've got enough time to drive north on those channel ports. All right. Is that about everybody? All right. Strat Bomber could move in here and start the work on reducing the fortifications. Okay. That'll do it for turn number 9. We'll move forward to turn number 10. Alright, British TAC Air hangs out at Abbeville. They do a little bit of damage. Not much. And then French TAC Air goes after our armor here as well. So let's do this. Let's check out our 110 first. That'll get a 1 to 3, 1 to 2. So we'll actually go out this way. Can we finish them off without using all of our air units? Yes. Okay, that's exactly what I wanted to do. Because now what I can do is these 110s here, I actually can allow them to sit out the day, reinforce with them. They'll get up to 12, so they're back to full strength, and then we can use them in the next turn. Meanwhile, our Stukas here will help reduce this. Wow, they just destroyed that armored formation. That's very nice. Okay. Recon car will swing in here. Move the artillery forward. So we're going to start moving it from the south on Amiens. Okay. Those guys move along the southern route, taking these objectives for a little bit of prestige. Meanwhile, the enemy anti-air, I think, is going to be the... We want to knock that out. Alright, so we overran it. Oh, shoot. Okay, good. I thought I clicked that button. Apparently I didn't. Alright, we'll move this. Oh, they can't get there. Damn it. They can't quite get there. Alright, what about this artillery? These guys are too dug in. We really need our Fallschirmjägers. So we're going to move our Pioneers south here to attack Amiens. We're going to move our Fallschirmjägers to attack Abbeville, and then we'll swing north. Meanwhile, I'll move this armor to the south as well to help any enemy armored counterattack with their Somas down there. And I think that about does it for this turn. Don't want to move them. Yeah. So that's it. We could move these recon cars north, just get a better idea of what's along the channel, but I don't see the point of doing that quite yet. I like keeping them between the two forces. So we'll move forward to turn number 11. Alright, so there's still the one French TAC Air. Meanwhile, the Somas came out here and attacked our infantry. 3 casualties for us, nothing for them. But they're well within range of our Stukas, which can take out almost half their strength right away. Okay, can we drive them back? We can. Nice. So we drove them back with those 2 attacks, so then I can move my 110s in here to strafe them and destroy them. Well, that was relatively easy. Hell yeah. Alright, then we'll move our strategic bombers down here. Alright. So I could definitely overrun them this turn, but I don't want to take the casualties that's going to take yet. So I'm going to wait one more turn to do that. I'm going to move this artillery west. We'll bombard these guys. Kind of surprised that my recon, or I thought my Fallschirmjägers were better against entrenchments than they apparently are. Seems like really the Pioneers are where it's at. Which I kind of knew, but also I had some evidence from this game that maybe that wasn't the case. Anyway, we'll move our Stug up here. It'll take that objective. It'll give us some prestige. Move these infantry forward here in transport trucks. Move our recon south of Amin, just to make sure there's no surprise waiting for us down there. I'm assuming there's troops down at the airfield down here. I'm not going to take that with the troops I have in the south, but again, I'll at least block any relief force coming north, so then I can move almost all my other troops. Okay, so one more turn. They attacked our armor, which is on the river, which makes some sense. Meanwhile, their attack air came back, hit our armor there on the airfield. Their infantry attempted to break out of Abbeville, to little avail. So some bloody infantry assaults south of Amin, a 5-5, and then in Amin, a 5-5. Kind of surprised they tried to break out, to be honest. That seemed pretty foolish. Because now we've attacked them twice. They lost a third of their strength, and then we bombarded them twice, so their fortifications are down to 4. So now our infantry can drive them out. Take the base. Then our armor can pursue and destroy. Get an overrun, swing east here to encircle these French troops near Amin. We'll deal with that later. Our recon, meanwhile, can start advancing north to give us a better idea of what's up here. It looks like there's an AMC, which is French armor. French anti-tank guns by the looks of it. And we'll just start really cramming those troops north. Meanwhile, the one enemy bomber here, we're going to go ahead and engage with our fighters. We'll try for a mass attack here. So we'll get a 1-4, a 0-2. And then I can't bring it forward on the other flank here to finish it off. So it looks like I can't finish them. So I'll... Oh, wait, no, that's my JU-87. I keep clicking on the JU-87 instead of the 110. All right. So move this guy around to the rear. Probably won't finish him off, but he's either going to have to spend the entire next turn reinforcing because he's down to 1 health point, or he's going to die if he moves forward. All right, so our 87 here will hit this French infantry in the open. Move our recon car forward here, 1-2 on the overrun. So we'll go with that first, because the 1 is a suppression kill, not actually a casualty. Meanwhile, our recon car will attack here. Drives the enemy north. I thought they were encircled. Move here with our armor. Force them to surrender. Bombard these guys. 4-8. We'll go 2-5 with our pioneers. 2-7 with our Ver infantry. 0-1 and an overrun and destroy. Not overrun, but a destroy. So we took this base also. Good results there. We'll start moving our other troops north. I guess we can move this recon unit south. Let's just see what the enemy has down here. I don't think there's any reason to attack these troops. They're not going to threaten us. They're not going to be able to break out. So now the focus has to be everybody moving north. We'll go ahead and bomb these tanks in the open here in case they attack us. I want to suppress them first. And that's going to be it for turn number 12. So we're moving to turn number 13. 7 turns seems like a lot left, but we've got a fair amount of ground we've got to cover to get up there. We also need to spend a turn rebasing our air at Abbeville so we can get some air cover over Calais and Boulogne. Yeah. What's Irish and stays outside all year? Patio furniture? Ha! Nice. All right, the Brooklyn Pioneers gained a star. They got shot to pieces. Wow. Meanwhile, French armor counterattack. They decided to move their Air Force south. They didn't even bomb anything. They just flew it to that airfield. Dummies. You did. All right. Why would they abandon that base there? All right, we'll rebase. I think all of our troops. Well, I think those guys are useful doing that. we didn't get an overrun. Alright, so we're attacking these AMCs. Alright, so the AMCs are dead. We'll move these guys forward to that airfield. So we're now adjacent to both Calais and Boulogne. Both of these objectives are pretty sparsely defended. We probably want some infantry here to deal with these enemy troops. The Fallschirmjägers we can move south just because they don't have trucks, so they're going to be slow to transfer north. I also don't want to reinforce everybody who maybe needs reinforcements, just because that's less efficient. Okay, so we've encircled that enemy infantry. We'll move this armor south to deal with them. These fighters will rebase. These bombers will also rebase. Hey Mexicans, how you doing? Okay, so let's move forward another turn. Enemy infantry is surrounded and attacks are stood there. You can see their number is red, which means they're basically completely out of supply. They should be relatively easy to finish off. So we attacked them, drove them into the woods. Recon car will attack again. They might have lost their... Nope, they surrendered. Now our Brooklyn Pioneers are actually useful against anti-aircraft because they're not very good attackers at all. These guys remind me of, is it Lieutenant Chard from Zulu? Because they're really not good fighters. They're just bridge engineers, so it's like, I just came here to build a bridge. I didn't want to end up in all this shit. Actually, no, we don't want to attack them with air. I'm doing well, Mexicans. Can't speak for anybody else. Alright, move forward these guys. Nice. So we destroyed them. We took this objective. So we're now moving forward on the last enemy objective. Probably would have been better using my DO on that. But in any event, I think we'll finish him off next turn. Okay, move forward to turn number 15. This thing kind of fell apart a lot more quickly for the enemy than I was expecting. I guess I had kind of anticipated them having a little bit more strength in the north than they did. Bears, 3rd, 4-2, 4-5, 1st Pioneer. Let's move them there. I mean, again, I could probably overrun this turn. This one attack from the infantry is going to cut their strength by 1/3, and then the rest of the guys will probably have a pretty easy time of it. But I kind of don't want to lose those extra casualties if I don't have to. So I think what we'll do is we'll wait on that. Alright, so we took the last objective that is not... The last base that is not an objective here. I don't think we can move into this territory at all. Kind of curious, though. Nope, we can't. I'd love to, like, move in there and attack, but I can't. I would if I... Or if I... Whatever, I can't. I can't think of the words of that song. Could if I wanted to. Alright. Much better off if we move infantry in for the assault on Calais, so we'll wait one more turn and finish it off. Alright. So, Calais is surrounded. 1 artillery, 2 artillery. Stuka, 110. DO. They still have 4 entrenchments, so I think actually adding a suppression and reducing an entrenchment is better than killing 1 unit. Actually, we suppressed them to a level 2, although we didn't take any of their entrenchments out. Before the Pioneer here, he'll attack at 0 to 4. We'll drive him out so we can take the base. These guys will attack at 0 to 5. Drive him back in. 0 to 1. Finish him off. And then move into Calais and win the battle. Victory! Channel Coast victory. We lost this battle last time we played it, so I'm pretty happy with that result. You can see here our most effective unit, again, was our Stuka. We lost a few points worth of its strength, but we had a 20 to 1 kill to death ratio in terms of casualties taken versus inflicted. The BF-110 was our second most effective unit. And so that seems to have justified the purchase, although the point cost was 349, which the overall unit cost was like 200 or something. The expense was like 36, so it wasn't quite as dramatic. Still, 9 to 1 in terms of cost killed versus lost. But with that being said, we're going to go ahead and wrap this one up here. It was a little bit of a longer episode, a little over an hour, but I know you guys said in the last video that you did like the single battle episodes. We may have to, regardless of the request, chop these up as the battles get bigger and more complex, but for now, we'll maintain the current format. Hope you guys are enjoying the series. Please, as always, leave your thoughts below. And until next time, this is the Historical Gamer saying thank you for watching, and I'm out.